Almost every year, Warframe experience changes, and one thing affected by these changes in the way we can obtain stuff in the game. Some rewards may be moved in different missions, while others are migrated to missions wherein we can easily acquire those stuff in the game. That is why also every year, I tend to update my guide on the different farming methods in the game. A good example of this is how you acquire platinum in the game. Like I always say over and over again, you can't farm platinum in the game. There are no missions that will reward you with platinum. The only way you can obtain it is by taking out that credit card and spending real money for it, or you can farm stuff that sells a hefty amount of platinum to other players. Since we all want free stuff, let's cross the credit card method out and focus on farming. If there's a method that won't change in terms of acquiring platinum, that is selling prime parts. Whether you are new to the game, or a veteran player, selling prime parts to other players is the most accessible, the easiest, and the most reliable way to obtain platinum. We could end this guide here, as you all know what is the best way to earn platinum for free, but it's not just a matter of what is the best way, but also how fast you can obtain it matters the most. That is why I advise you to stick around, as I will share my method of making the farming effortless. Honestly, you don't need to follow how everyone farms. What you need to do is to know the fastest route possible, and I will give you some guidelines on how to do that in this video. The very basic thing you should do is never farm for stuff when you just started the game. I suggest that you join a clan, get some good weapons and frames, and try to unlock all the nodes in the star chart. If possible, finish all the story missions. Once you have done this, you can farm for prime parts and sell them to other players fast. This is the best advice I can give those newbies, as there are missions in the game that are required for easier farming of relics, and of course, unlocking all in the star chart means you will have more mission variety in Void Fisher missions. Now that you have unlocked the star chart, it's time to farm for those relics that hold the prime parts. The best missions are Hepit on Void for Lith relics, Yuko on Void for both Neo and Meso relics, and the Disruption mission on Luar Apollo for the Axxi relics. You can farm any relics on these missions if you want, but in my case, I usually skip farming all 3 relics and just focus on farming on Axxi relics. It's just a personal preference, but I find farming for Axxi relics more efficient since of all relic types, almost all of the prime parts this relic holds sells more compared to the other ones. I'm not saying all, but most of them can be sold for some good amount of platinum. One way to make the grind easier is to cut down not so important activities, and focus on the easiest ones. In my case, I find farming for Axxi relics faster. However, this is just a suggestion, as I know that we may differ in opinion and situation. I mostly have all parts to go endless in Luar Disruption, but I know some of you are starting. You should try out the capture missions on Void first to produce some platinum little by little. Anyway, both capture missions are pretty easy and you can do it in just a minute. Now I have tackled how easy it is to farm Axxi relics on Disruption mission, and you can check out that video at the end of this guide. I will just leave a link to it at the end. But to make things easier for you lads, I will give you the most important details on farming Axxi relics on this type of missions here. First thing you should know is tier B rewards on the Luar Disruption mission always rewards you with Axxi relics. This means that we should always consider how many conduits we should defend per round. In the Luar Apollo, you should defend all 4 conduits at first round, at least 3 at round 2, just 2 conduits at round 3, and only 1 for round 4 and forward. It's worth doing an endless run on this mission, since you will gain Axxi relics faster. You can just let the enemies destroy the 3 conduits, and just defend 1 to yield an Axxi relic. For a more detailed view on my endgame setup for Luar Disruption, I highly suggest you go over my Disruption guide video. In general, what I'm using is a combination of Magus Lockdown for the demolished units, and in arrows with the Lifesteal Nikana setup. It's very effective since you don't need to mind about those conduit debuffs, and stay in the mission for as long as you want. Like I've said earlier, not all prime parts on Axxi relics can be sold for a good amount of platinum. Some are considered prime junks, which usually sells for 1 platinum per piece. Instead of selling them, stack them and turn them into ducats. This item is the primary currency, so you can trade items with the Void Trader. If you are new to the game, then you would want all things that the Void Trader is selling. But if you want to get more platinum, then invest those ducats in primed mods. Not all primed mods, but specific primed mods like primed target cracker, primed pistol gambit, primed pressure point, primed reach, and more. The idea is to stack those primed junks to buy those sellable primed mods. If you want to get an idea of prices, I highly advise Warframe.market. Currently, this is the closest thing you have for a dream Warframe auction house. I forgot the other website that tells you how much would a certain stuff yield when sold to other players, and I got accustomed to just using Warframe.market. All you need to do is just type in the name of the stuff, and you will see the list of prices. Honestly, Warframe should have an in-game auction house in my opinion. I was thinking of turning Darvo's deal into Darvo's auction house. It's just a suggestion, and I find Warframe.market enough right now. The best place to sell stuff instead of constantly typing that you are selling something on trade chat. In the past, I always have a routine wherein I farm relics for about an hour every weekdays, then opening relics during weekends. This is a good method to avoid burnout, since prime parts farming may be the best when it comes to a reliable source of acquiring platinum, but it's also the most boring, especially if you do the exact thing over and over again. Right now, I'm just doing this method whenever I need platinum. The best way to benefit from this method is to go on Void Fisher missions with a team. It doesn't matter if it's with an organized group, or just public groups. As long as you got 3 members with you, then you have a better chance to get a good prime part from an Axxi relic. As a content creator, I'm constantly burning platinum with all those former, rushing foundry items, or buying stuff from other players so I can make a video. And this prime parts method had helped me a lot in gaining enough platinum to buy everything I need. It's really reliable since you can just do it at your own pace, and it's so easy to do. However, other players sometimes step away from this method, and do other activities that would take some time to earn better rewards, but a lot more fun to do than farming for prime parts. Optional activities like idle hunts, riven grinding, and leech hunting are also a great way to earn some platinum in the game. I know most have all needed arcanes from the Scarlet Spear event, but it doesn't change the fact that idle hunt is still the most reliable way to get arcanes, which you can sell for platinum. It would take some time for the arcane market to get back to normal, but the fact is, many would still need arcanes which you can only get fast on idle hunts. Leech hunting is also a good way to earn platinum. A leech with a good Kuva weapon, plus an amazing ephemera would sell for a hefty amount of platinum. The only problem with both idle hunt and leech hunting are both of these activities would require you to have mean max builds not just on your warframe and weapons, but also on your operators. And of course, there's the big hitter, selling of Godroll Riven. It would take long to sell a Riven, and most probably, it will consume a lot of time to roll a God Riven, depending on how lucky you are. These activities are quite nice when it comes to acquiring platinum, but the fact is, they require time to yield some good rewards. Unlike these activities, prime relic farming is accessible to anybody who completed their star chart. It's way easy, and no activities yet can match how quick and how reliable you can obtain platinum from this method. Now, as you might have heard, Digital Extremes did announce hard mode and ultra hard mode to be added in the game. I got the feeling that this will somehow change the way we farm for stuff, and, in the back of my mind, I'm not referring to this as a challenge, but merely an activity that would make farming for stuff easy. These new game modes are slated for release this week, or probably this month if there are delays. What are your thoughts about these new game modes? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to give this video a like, and subscribe if you want to see more Warframe content from us. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.